Ladies and gentlemen, we're so happy to have him on the way and so excited. He just and moved his beautiful family from Southern California up to Oregon, where he's got some land now, a little bit of space for his wife to have her horses to run free and smell fresh air and see what it's like to be around greenery instead of the hot concrete jungle. He used to be an actor and he was a bartender and been in several plays and movies and got out of that when he saw ACN and started going full time with it and is doing such a fantastic job building a great organization. We just want to thank him for taking time out of his schedule, for always being with us every other month for the last couple of years. And we just enjoy, I enjoy his training. I don't know about you guys. So without further ado, can we give a warm welcome to none other than Regional Vice President, great and one only, Mr. Dean Tarrolly.
Good morning, everybody. Hope you all are doing well. Greetings from Southern California. Yeah, it's man, it's warm. Jeez, and it's about to get warmer. About to hit the road to Palm Desert for this event. I know I'm gonna see some of you guys there, so we're looking forward to it. You guys, so you know where I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start with Mr. T, and just for you guys to know not only how I feel about Mr. Thomas, but how all the leaders feel about him. You know, he doesn't have to do this call. And this is a call that, let me be really crystal clear. This is a call that's done for you. In fact, let me just tell you guys this. All the trainings that get done by the people who've been around for years, they're done for you guys. Like, we can go out and pique someone's interest. We know how to sign someone up. We know how to put someone through the process. We know how to respect our role in what it is that we're doing and what we're building. You know, are you inviting? Are you the piquing person? Are you the presenter? Are you right? We understand that. Okay. How many of you guys have heard Al Thomas say, I piqued someone today, I got a new person started, or I piqued someone today and the person wasn't interested? How many of you besides me have heard Al talk about that for himself? Not about you, for himself. Okay. He knows how to do the business. He knows that it's a numbers game. So when you talk about the generosity of doing a call like this every day, you guys realize that if he didn't have the call, he'd still be sweating because he'd be doing his workout. He said he ran behind with his workout. And he does this call for all you guys. And here's the other question. I want you to think about this. Are all of you in Al Thomas's downline? Yes or no? Funny how that works. So a leader's going to do what they can to provide an environment where everybody has a chance to win, where everybody can take advantage of the knowledge and the information that's given by the leaders. So anyway, here's my point. Al, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate your friendship. Do not get it twisted, Mr. Al Thomas. Every time there's an event going on, I'm going to do everything in my power to get you to come to an event. I'm saying it publicly. I don't care. I'm saying it publicly because that's how I feel about your training and your presence when we have you around. So I just put my cards on the table. I'm just telling you. So anyway, that's that. Second of all is I want to find. So Al, thank you for your friendship. Thank you for your leadership. You know, I'm grateful. I really am. Okay, now here we go. Can anyone that's on the call put the word in the chat that we really hammered last week? It was something August. And I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. If someone comes up with it, great. If not, there we go. Jackie Black, appreciate it. Right out of the gate. Achievement August from my notes for today. Achievement August. It was achievement. Why is that so important? You guys, as I was thinking about the call today, here's what I really realized, right? How do I take what we covered last week and expand on it, on achievement in what it is that we do? And I realized for me to do that with you guys, I actually have to take a very small step backwards. And here's the step backwards. Okay. When someone signs up in ACN in our business, right? I've realized, and even this morning, it's just clear as a bell. I've realized that there's really 3 categories of IBOs, not 2. Okay. Because we always say there's people who, kind of participate and there's people who lead. And that's just a fact. Right. But I realize there's another category. And Mr. Thomas, look, I'm coffeeed up, so I can lay down the hammer a little bit. So it's going to be, you got to give me thumbs up, thumbs down, or shoulders up. Like, I don't know. You tell me which one. Al, do I get to bring the hammer down? Okay. We'll do it with a smile, but it is an important point. I believe there's not two types of IBOs. There's three. And here's what they are. You're either an audience member, a participant, or a leader. Are you hanging out in the audience, just feeling like you're a part of ACN, and literally week over week, you are watching day over day with Al every day. You're in here watching, hoping that you get that one thing that's going to move you into action. Can I tell you guys, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. Here's what will happen. You will see or hear something from a call, and then it's going to be because of you, not because of them. It's going to be, it's the old dog on the nail, right? Everybody knows that story, yes? Yes, no, some do, some don't. Here's the 90-second version. Beautiful summer day. Country house, big porch, rocking chair, guy sitting on it with his dog next to him. His neighbor comes over, walks up a long gravel driveway, comes and sits down, grabs some iced tea. It's hot out. There's sweat dripping down the outside of the glasses. The guy picks up a piece of the paper. They've done this for years. The friend hears the dog moan. Dog's like, "Ooh," and the guy's like, "Man, there's something wrong with your dog. There's nothing wrong with my dog. Leave my dog alone." They go back to the paper. Sure enough, the dog moans again. Ooh, right? Dog moans again. And the guy's like, "Dude, there's something wrong with your dog." And the guy said, "You've been coming over here for years. Why are you worried about my dog right now? You leave the dog alone." And the dog moans, let's set this wail for a third time. And he throws his paper down and goes, "Something is going on with your dog, man. How can you be so insensitive to your dog? These animals, these pets, they're like our family." And the guy who owns the home, and it's his dog, he says, "You want to know what's wrong with my dog?" He goes, "Yeah, I want to know what's wrong with your dog. What's wrong with my dog is he's sitting on a nail. And if it bothered him bad enough, he'd get his ass up and move." And the problem is, most people are audience members because your pain isn't big enough, or your reason why isn't clear enough for you to go from audience member to participant to learn how to develop into a leader if you chose to. And guess who can choose to become a leader in ACN? Everybody. Guess whose permission you need? One person's permission. One. And the challenge is growth. What most people don't realize is until you are put in a situation where you are being challenged and you are accountable to achieve, there is zero chance for growth to happen. So I'm telling you, I don't care if you guys think we're friends or not, I'm nice or not, funny or not, whatever. That's not why I'm here. What I'm here to tell you is this. If you keep repeating the same actions, you guys know this part, you're going to get the same results. So stop kidding yourself that you want different results if you're doing the same things. Stop kidding yourself that you want different results if you're talking to the same people. Stop kidding yourself that you want to achieve and get to that next position or that next point promotion if the same people that you are talking to are the same people you talked to yesterday, are the same people you talked to last week. New business comes from new business, and new business always comes from new people. Now, what you do with those new people and the skill set that you have with those new people, that's why we go to events. That's why we do calls like this. That's why we go to a Palm Desert Leadership that we have going on this weekend. which by the way, if you're in the Southern California area, you guys can still go to the event. We're at a 5-star resort at the La Quinta Hotel. Aaron and Chanel Burt are flying in. Eileen Ryan is flying in from Impact. We have the head of Vivint, Alex Wanzer's coming in. And oh, by the way, so is Tony Kupas. Like, it's crazy. So when you have a reason why, but now you need the skill set, you need the game map, you need the game plan, you need the roadmap. That's when you lean on the leaders. You lean on the Al Thomases. Al, what do I do? What do I say? What's the order? What happens? And let them take you through that. But it is not fair if you guys are in the audience expecting achievement in ACN. It is not. Now, let me tell you this. You should expect to see achievement, because there's people on this call who are going after this. You should expect to see achievement from others. You should, because that's what people do. People achieve. And here's the issue. If you can't figure out what role you're playing, I can tell you what role you're playing. If you don't know if you're like a leader, a participant, an audience member, I'm telling you, you're an audience member if you don't know which one. I'm just telling you. By the way, permission to be direct with all of you, yes or no? You guys, I'm telling you, August is when people start to separate themselves from the pack. You know, it's crazy, right? Check this out. You know, it's funny. Al was talking about, he was on the call just a minute late because he was working out. So let me tell you something that is so applicable. Okay. It's funny. Every time the Olympics comes on, I'm like, you know, it's every 4 years, right? Every 2 years, winter, summer, whatever. And here's what happens for me. I always kind of like, I'm nonchalant about the Olympics when it gets closer and closer. But when it starts, like, I don't know about you guys, but when it starts, like, I want to know what's going on. Like, I watch some of these races. I'm watching some of this track and field. I'm watching Simone Biles. I don't know how a human being does what she does. I'm blown away, right? I'm watching track and field yesterday. I'm watching the 400 meter sprint, and this kid from the US is like in 5th place. He's in 5th place around the final turn. I see some of you nodding your head. Who has goosebumps besides me? He's in 5th place. The way he's running, he looks like he looks like a cartoon character. His legs are flying everywhere, but freaking sure enough, at the finish line, he eclipses the last guy that's in front of him. He wins this thing, and it is absolutely awesome. Let me ask you guys a question. Is that achievement? Is that achievement, yes or no? Was he an audience member? Was he a participant? Or was he a leader? Leader. Simone Biles at the last Olympics, you know, she had something that they called the twisties. She got something where she couldn't get her head right. And now her confidence starts to wane. And she found a way to work through it. So look, do I tip my cap to you guys that you're consistent on this call? Absolutely. Absolutely. You guys have heard me say for years and years, you can do ACN and get out of ACN whatever you want. And if that means being in a culture that Al has created and you're good with that, I will tell you, you have already arrived, you win. But I think most of you didn't sign up for that alone. I think you guys signed up to achieve something out of this. Achievement requires participation. It is a requirement. And leadership requires participation. There's no way to become a leader. So what is the real difference between a leader and a team member in ACN? Do you guys remember this when I've talked about this in the past? Because this is going to lead to us bringing the plane in for a landing here. Do you guys remember this or no? Okay. If you don't, that's fine. So here's the deal. If someone wants to be a participant in ACN, that's great. If someone wants to be a leader in ACN, that's great. Okay. Here's the deal. The difference between a participant and a leader is one thing. It's one thing. A leader has more control. See, if you're a participant, you have to fall into the schedule of the leader. You have to fall into the schedule of their trainings. You have to fall into the schedule of their launchings. You have to fall into the schedule of their mentorship. That has to happen because you're a participant. I didn't say one is better or worse. A leader has more control. I'm going to give you an example from something earlier on this very call. Josh Casey is starting an event or has started an event in the San Diego area, like North County. No, say it like Josh, where is it? What city is it? It just jumped out of my head. Can Josh?
Temecula.
Temecula. Okay, thanks, Mr. T. Okay, Riverside, Temecula. Okay, great. So here's the deal, right? Why would Josh start a meeting there? Why? Because he now has a sense of control in his destiny and where his business is building. That's why. Who's the leader? I'm the leader. Who said? I said. He's not as that. By the way, for anybody that knows Josh Casey, is anybody surprised that he started a meeting? Anybody surprised? Yeah, me neither. If you say, hey man, Josh Casey started his own BOM. Yeah, figures, of course. Because he is a leader. Now, I'm not trying to like call out anybody, but I'm saying, yes, that is an example. He is not an audience member and he is not a participant. He's a leader. What do leaders do? Create an environment where others can win. Now, let me ask you a question. Let's say it's a year from now. We walk into that meeting in Riverside and there's 100 people and they're all on Josh's team. By the way, is that fair? You better believe it's fair. He's the one who found the place. He's the one that put the venue together. He's the one that made arrangements for the equipment. He's the one who has the pioneering spirit to take over an entire market. So when he walks in, I want everybody to be on Josh's team. You know, and by the way, if you have contacts in that area, reach out to Josh. Guess what he's going to do? Open the doors and roll out the red carpet. You want to know why I know this? Because he's come to our events in LA. You guys, leaders are so simple to identify. They rarely complain. They take responsibility. They have a vision. They're willing to be coached. Right? And if you find someone that starts to put those elements together and you can see that in them, look, we support everybody. But you guys, let me ask you a question. If you're Josh's upline and you have a team and you have 2 phone calls coming in at the same time, one of them is from the person who's the whiny, thumb-sucking complainer, and the other one is from Josh. Whose call are you taking? You guys, did I say don't help the other person? I didn't say that. But it is your obligation to go to the person who's doing the things that are required to build their business with the attitude that you want to be around. That's someone who has achievement. That's an achiever. And if that type of activity and action sticks around long enough, here's what will happen. You will get results. This is about getting results. You know, I love that Al starts this call wanting to know about, you know, who got customers, who got meetings scheduled, who got new IBOs, why? By the way, did he say this? You guys freaking listen up. Did he say this? Did Al say, hey, how's everybody feeling? How's everybody doing? You know, were people nice? Were people not nice? Right? No. Did you get something scheduled? Did you get a rep? Did you get a customer? Did you get points? Did you get those things? You guys, this is not babysitting. But Al can't hold you more accountable than you hold yourself. Well, actually, that's not true. He can. But I can tell you this, if Al is holding you guys more accountable than you're holding yourself to achieving things, You've arrived. You're an audience member. And you guys, that's fair. I just, in the middle of Achievement August, I want to be crystal clear. And if I'm rubbing somebody's, if I'm, messing with someone's feathers this morning, good. Right? Because most of the time what happens is this, we're getting, it's training camp time for the NFL. You guys, it's hot, it's sweaty, it's humid, it's muggy. These are 300-pound guys that are pushing each other around. And guess what? Sometimes, in fact, I'll tell you this, daily, hourly, the coaches are saying stuff to the players and it is pissing them off. Sorry, but it's the truth. Sorry, what is that? Sorry, not sorry. It's pissing them off, right? But aren't those the same players at the end of the season when they're getting their individual awards or the team is getting into the playoffs and they go back and they go, well, what happened? Man, I'm going to tell you, in training camp, my coach was on my butt. And he would not, he was relentless. And I can't thank him enough. You're going to get recognized in public for the work you do in private. And the work you do in private is two sides of it, you guys, to create achievement. It's going to be personal development and it's going to be learning our business. Understand that. You don't sweat the test when you've done the homework. When you're in front of someone and you get to present because you've done the homework, you've been to trainings. And I don't mean being an audience member. I mean being a participant, which is why we do the trainings the way that we do. They're interactive. So the next time you do something isn't the first time you've done it. Who understands that conversation? The next time you do something isn't the first time you've done it. You've been there before. That creates confidence. Oh man, he's giving me these arguments or these objections. I know how to handle this one. Go on, man, bring it. I know what you're going to say. Bring it. Does it look like this? Is one of those things, people at the top. Man, I saw this coming a mile away. That's the best thing you got? That's the best you got? I'm going to knock this out of the park. You just gave me an underhand softball. I'm going to put this thing in the bleachers. I got you. You guys understand that is the beginning. That is the beginning of you believing that you can achieve here. That's the beginning of it. And then watch what happens. And then, which is a different call, then we get into duplicating that out with someone else. So I want you to think about this, my closing thought. What do you want to duplicate in your team? Do you want audience members to duplicate? Do you want participants to duplicate? Or do you want leaders to duplicate? And that is a question that you get to ask. All right, Mr. T, that's what I got. And then I got to hit the road. I got to get out to PD. So